Mike Morano here from Daemen College, joined with head coach Mike MacDonald here in Washington, D.C. Daemen 103-102 victory tonight over Mercy College in the semifinal round of the East Coast Conference Tournament, Coach. They say March basketball is all about surviving and advancing, and that's exactly what your team did tonight. What a gutsy effort.
We survived. I don't know how we survived. I'm still shocked. I mean, we got off to a great start, Mike, but I knew that was kind of fool's gold a little bit. That, we kind of jumped out early. Very concerned. We have all our guys on our team. None of them have really played in a tournament setting. Those guys. Torrance Dyke hasn't. Jay Sarkis, Deion Hamilton, Darius Garvin. Reef didn't play in a tournament last year. Those guys are our 5 starters. None of them played in a tournament setting, and I knew there's always the ebbs and flows of a tournament team making runs, and we had a 10-point lead with about 3 minutes to go in the first half. They turned us over a couple times, and I thought they did a good job at the end of the half to take the lead, or tie it, I should say. And then the second half, we got down a little bit, and I was really proud of our guys because I thought, so many young guys, it would be easy to crumble, and they didn't. And then Torrance picked up his 4th foul. It was, I don't know, I could go on and on. I mean, we gave up a touchdown on one possession. It was a 7-point play. I've never seen that. And Torrance and our best player fouls out on that play because he tripped and fell into a guy. I mean, it was just unbelievable. But in the end, Sarkis made a beautiful shot, and we survived, and we get to advance to tomorrow.
Yeah, certainly Jay Sarkis, he hits the game winner with under 15 seconds to go in overtime, so people are going to talk about that shot around the Amherst campus for quite a while. But I got to ask you about 2 guys. You mentioned Torrance was in foul trouble. Also, Reef was in foul trouble. Probably the longest stretch of the season we've seen those 2 go to the bench together with foul trouble. And I got to ask you about Ryan Granditz stepped up and was phenomenal for you. He had 18 points. And then Darius Garvin, freshman guard, he looked like a senior out there at times with some of his drives to the basket.
Boy, Ryan Granditz, he has to guard William Robinson, which is a tough matchup for anybody. And he battled and he competed, and we used his ability to get in the paint off the bounce, and he was tremendous. And Garvin, again, he's not a freshman anymore, neither is Jay, neither is Deion. They had to kind of the proverbial step up, and they did. And it was great to see, the ability he has and the confidence he had to make a play. Even a play that I thought was a big play where he tried to throw it long to Torrance and he was open. That's a gutsy play. And, you applaud a guy as a freshman who makes a gutsy play, and it didn't work out. But, again, I like his nerve and his confidence, and I think that was great all the way through. And these guys have done everything we've asked this year. They're just a special group, and I'm happy they had the chance to run on the court and jump around and do what you see what happens in March Madness, and to have a celebration in the locker room. And I'm happy they get the chance to play tomorrow.
Ask you about a little bit of a chess game going on between you and Dr. Jody King, the head coach of Mercy, your good friend. William Robinson, obviously a very good inside player for them. You guys combating with Granditz, who's a little bit better on the perimeter. So it was like going inside at one end for them, Granditz attacking from the perimeter on the other for you guys.
That's what we had to figure. If we thought that might have been our best matchup with a Reef in foul trouble and Torrance in foul trouble. Ryan's a really good playmaker. Really our 2 best playmakers are Torrance and Ryan Granditz, and they did a really good job tonight. I should say they were. I think maybe Deion Hamilton, Darius Garvin turned into those roles today, which was nice to see.
So Sarkis hits the shot to put you ahead towards the end of overtime, and then Mercy goes down the other end. And just take me through about the last 10 seconds of the game.
I think it took an hour and a half. I thought of calling a timeout right after Jay scored, get our defensive lineup in, quote unquote, but I didn't want them. They didn't have any timeouts. I didn't want them to set anything up, and they came down, and we just had trust. And what I told them was, we had to get a stop, and the ball got knocked out of bounds. And with 7 seconds left, KJ Rose drove into the lane and took a shot, and it came off. And then there was a couple ticks left. I don't even know when Lyles got his shot off, and so it was like we had to get 3 stops in one possession, which, if you followed us closely defensively, defense has not been our strong point all year. But for that one possession, our defense really held up for us. And, again, I was really happy for them.
With the win tonight, you're going to move on, advance to the conference championship game tomorrow afternoon take on the regular season league champion St. Thomas Aquinas, a team that's won 19 straight games, including 2 over your team. Just talk about playing them for a third time and the opportunity to play for a conference championship.
Well, they're a tremendous team. They're the best. They're one of the best teams in the East region. We've played teams who are ranked higher than them in the East region. They're better. They are better. I've been beaten a lot in my time as a coach. I've never been beaten as bad as we were down at St. Thomas Aquinas back in early February. They really put it to us. They're a very well-coached team. They're disciplined. They play their style, and they're tough. And there's a reason they've won so many games in a row. We're going to have to sleep fast, get ready for tomorrow as quick as we can, and try and turn around and see what happens. I think we'll be ready, and we're going to throw it up, and we hope that we get maybe Dr. Jody King left a little March Madness magic that he had. He sprinkled some on us as we were going through the handshake line. So we'll see. We're going to have to play really well. We know that. We're going to have to compete really hard because Stack does that really well, and we got our hands full. But we'll show up at 2:30 and see what happens.
Okay, you heard it from the coach. Daemen with their first ever conference tournament victory at the Division II level tonight. 103-102, a barn burner over Mercy. They advance to play St. Thomas Aquinas tomorrow for the East Coast Conference Championship, where the winner will advance to the NCAA Division II National Tournament. I'm Mike Morano in Washington, D.C. Tune in tomorrow, 2:30 game time here in our nation's capital.